Welcome to the AI Apps for Earth Observation presentation. It's 2020, and in case you missed it, there is a new space paradigm which was introduced in December 2019 by the OPSAT mission. The OPSAT mission is running software experiments in space as apps. The idea is that you can make your app on ground, transfer it to space, and then just simply start your app and stop it. This is actually not a normal satellite, but a smart satellite, in a similar way that there was this transformation from phones to smartphones. The same is happening with satellites. So there is a new opportunity. New space companies can join because the space apps market has a very low barrier to entry. You might be wondering, how can I make an app? Well, using the NanoSatemo framework. What is the NanoSatemo framework? It is a software framework for nanosatellites based on CCSDS mission operations services. It brings the concept of apps into space. There is simple software management, so you can install and then start and stop your apps. There are monitoring and control capabilities for apps, which means after you launch your app in space, you can do monitoring and control from ground of these apps. The apps are also platform independent, so they are able to run on different nanosatellites. And finally, it's open source and available for free on GitHub. So usually I use the smartphones analogy, where we have the apps being developed against Android or iOS framework. And it doesn't really matter if you have a Samsung phone or an LG phone, as long as you have this layer in between your app and your actual hardware, you know that your app is going to run on that phone. In a similar way, you can apply the same idea to small satellites, and you can switch different nanosatellites, and what will be sitting in between your app and the spacecraft will be the NanoSatemo framework. The NanoSatemo framework also includes a software development kit, which basically allows you to develop software for both ground and space. So the software development kit includes demo apps for space, also demo apps for ground. It includes a consumer test tool, which basically allows you to test your apps after development. It includes a playground environment, which is kind of a simulated spacecraft where you can test your app, as well as an NMF packager tool to make packages and send to space, and of course some documentation. So how can this concept be applied to artificial intelligence? Well, we can create these AI apps which are based on the NanoSatemo framework and launch them to space. So the AI training usually is very computational heavy and should be done on ground, not on the spacecraft. Once we do this training on ground, we can then upload the apps or re-upload the apps to space and simply start them. So this is actually, it becomes a smart satellite with AI capabilities, which can be focused on Earth observation. Examples of possible AI apps are an app to detect road maps, or an app to detect clouds from images and then select just the ones that are not cloudy. The app can detect vessels from space, and finally an app can also, for example, detect changes in forests. Additionally, you can also have your own idea and put your AI algorithm inside the app and run it in space. Thank you.